Okay, what's up, everybody? This is Rob, and I'm doing a quick video blog. And the reason why is because I promised y'all since the beginning I was going to be very, very honest with each and every one of y'all. Because if anybody out there is in the same boat that I'm in right now, with working out, being overweight, and going and trying to do something about it, you're going to come against roadblocks. And a lot of times, I know for me, when I see TV and you see these things happening, you don't get too much of what's really going on. So I want to share everything, how I'm feeling. And today, and in spirit of honesty, I'm going to say I've already worked out through some of these feelings I've had since this morning, but I do want to still share them because I want y'all to get Daniel's perspective on it as well. So I woke up this morning, I did my cardio, woke up at 5:30, and these are really big victories for me because getting up that early is not something I normally do, and of course, getting to do cardio is not something I normally do. This is a whole change in my lifestyle. And these are victories for me that I'm excited about, but at the same time, there's other stuff going on. So this is basically what happened, talking to Danny, of course. I was excited about waking up early and doing my cardio, but it was such a just work to really keep myself motivated to stay on that bike for 30 minutes. And to stay at the same pace and not just to say screw it, and you know what I mean? And a lot of stuff that's been going in my head lately is, I guess, that I am changing my life completely. Mm-hmm. And the part that's really irking me, I guess, and scaring me is like I look at what I'm eating, and not that what I'm eating is bad because I love what I'm eating, mm-hmm. but I start thinking after about 6 months of this, mm-hmm. I'm going to be growing feathers and gills and it's like that saying comes into my head right away that's like, well, what do you want? You want to be fit and miserable the rest of your life, or do you want to be, happy? And I get that there's a fine line with that because I want to be fit. Most of my life I've been unhealthy, and happiness has been there, yes, but I've never been happy with myself. So that's what I've been dealing with today. And it was today was a really hard day to stay motivated. You know what I mean? And that's what was tough.
Well, to tackle some of that, what you're eating right now...
You might want to get closer because you can hear them.
What you're eating right now is not something that someone would eat that's just trying to be healthy. You wanted to see what it's like and be trained as a bodybuilder.
Right.
You are living the lifestyle of a bodybuilder. It takes a unique individual to do what we do. It is very monotonous. It's the same thing every day, same thing every day, with maybe an occasional cheat meal here or there. Now, that being said, is dieting down, that is not food. That is fuel for your body. You are basically, you are training like an athlete. Athletes don't eat because something tastes good or because they're craving it. Athletes eat what they need to eat so they can perform at their optimal level. That's what we're doing. Now, once you get to the point where you're at where you want to be, like say, treating like this, just like getting ready for a show. Well, then show day comes, you peak, you look your best, and then you start going back to more of an off-season mode, where you still eat relatively what you're eating now, a little bit more relaxed.
Okay.
So like we've talked about certain soups and stews that you like, you can find ways to be able to incorporate that back into your diet with healthy amounts. Then you go back to just more what's called healthy eating. Of course, if you're going to stay on the lifestyle of a bodybuilder, our off-season is still completely different than a normal person.
Right.
Bodybuilders, we're not normal people. We're not. People look at what I eat and their eyes just get real big. I can't believe you eat that much food, or you're eating that all the time. Well, this is the lifestyle I love. If it's not for you, then you're going to be miserable this entire time. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is you've got to stay focused on that date. Like I'm training you just like we're going to do a show, and I tell my other athletes, look at the calendar, that date circled in red. That's what this is all about. Get to that day. Finish it. Focus on that. I don't care. You're going to wake up and not want to get out of bed, not want to go to do cardio. You don't want to finish it. This just sucks. And I just tell you, suck it up. Get it done. Because everything you do between now and then reflects that day. And then that's why sometimes we get so focused on that date to when the show comes, you're on stage, you do your thing, that is the most awesome day. Then afterwards you go out and you celebrate, regardless of how well you do. You go out and celebrate family and friends. You go home that night, you lay in bed, and most of the time you feel utterly lost. Because everything, the past 4 months, was all about that day. That day's come and went, and then suddenly we're like, well, what's next?
Mhm.
And so, I mean, we haven't decided if you're actually going to walk on stage or not. That's
Right.
something we'll come to at that time. But that's the life. That is what you've decided to do.
So to be clear, just so everybody else knows, the difference here is I did decide that this journey was going to be to train as a bodybuilder. Doesn't mean that you have to do that or anything. You do what's best for you to lose weight. The reason I'm going this extreme is because, like I shared with Daniel, for most of my life I've been overweight, and I feel that this is the best way for me to just kick myself in the ass and say, I need to take back control of my body. And so this is the best way that I felt I could do it. Not only that, I felt this is the way that God was leading me towards. And every door that opened pointed to that. So I just went through it. So,
And it is the lifestyle as a bodybuilder. It is an extreme. I mean, we could almost be related like we're an extreme sport. Like what the hell that's the new title. Because everything we do is extreme. Our eating, our sleeping, our entire day revolves around our nutrition and our training.
Right.
And I mean, in a way, it's a very selfish sport that way. But you're struggling with a lot more than just that. You're trying to find some happiness in yourself. I know you. You look in the mirror, you hate what you see.
yeah.
A majority of people are like that. I have my days that I'm like that. I look in the mirror, I can't stand what I see. And the problem is as a person, all we see is our faults. You've lost weight. You look in the mirror, briefly, do you see that? Then quickly, all you see is what you still have left to do.
Right.
And so
Exactly
that's,
right.
and that's, it's going to take time. And honestly, there's not very many people that can look in the mirror or look at themselves and they're happy with what they see. That takes a lot more than just physical. That's a spiritual level.
Right.
And so, and people that can actually say that they are happy with themselves, they're very lucky few. We've all got issues, we've all got problems, but you dig deep down enough, and slowly you have to just refocus the way you think. Instead of looking at how much you've got, how long you've got to go, look at how far you've come. Instead of looking at all the bad, look at all the good.
That's true.
Instead of the one thing that pissed you off today, look at the one thing that made you smile. And so, I mean, there's days I don't want to do what I want to do, but I mean, my faith in my God keeps me going. My wife keeps me going. My kids keep me going. And that's what it is. I mean, sometimes I don't want to go lift. I mean, I've even been contemplating a long time about giving up bodybuilding because I know I'm not going to go to get my pro card. I'm not going to do it. I love it, but it takes a lot. It takes a toll on my family and everything else. And one of the reasons why I don't is I've asked my kids, should I give it up? And they all tell me no. They like seeing me with muscle or something. I don't know. It's a joke about how big I am, but they can't picture me any other way than who I am. And so I'll continue with it. I mean, I might not compete, but I'm always going to be me, whether I'm 270 pounds or 220. But it's just I'm still Superman in their eyes. And so as long as I am, I've got to wear that cape.
Sure.
And with you, this is something we're trying and we're doing it. And I told you I'll stick with you every step of the way. If we get down to the end of the ride and you're like, hey, this is part of who I am now, and you want to continue it, we'll keep going. If not, then we'll restructure and figure out where to go. It's just that it has taken an extreme for you to get to where you're at. And so, in a way, it's going to take another extreme to get you out of it. You wanted to see what it was like to be a bodybuilder. This is what it's like. It can be a very isolated road. At the same time, you can open up and share with others like you're doing.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people talk about how bodybuilding is a very individual sport. Yes, you've got to eat the meals. Yes, you've got to do the work. You've got to do the cardio, the workouts, everything else. But it's a team sport because you have to have a support group. Whether it be, like you have here us at the gym, you have your people with your church, you've got your wife. It makes it easier. Without all that, it'd be total hell.
Yeah. And on that note, I do got to say this, is that my wife has been my biggest supporter. She's actually, you can testify to this, she's actually doing what I'm doing, but half. So she's eating what I'm eating, she's eating half of it.
The portions that are for her.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's kicking butt in the gym and everything else. So when I don't want to get up in the morning, she's there like, yes, we can do this. So that is definitely key. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And like I said, I had thought about it all day and I worked it out. And that is the difference. This isn't a regular diet.
It's not. This isn't The bodybuilding diet isn't something you're going to do the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's for a specific date. From then on out, then we regroup, refocus, and go from there.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I'm gonna go work out now. So.